Try and pair Hecarim against like Kha'Zix and Lee Sin and Elise. Like, he just loses those 1v1s.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, there's a couple that they were left up that you could have seen Wisdom taking. The Elise was hovered in game number 1, but totally neglected this time around and made it through the pick and ban. So, strange, unorthodox decision-making, but maybe Origen have something up their sleeve this time around. It has been Unicorns that have gotten the better of them before, though.
Again, Origen has a fantastic mid-game ready. They should win the bot lane as well with Varus and Zyra. They should win the top lane with Rumble. Mid lane, Jace has to respect the damage from Ryze, but Jace will rush a Hexdrinker, and once he gets it, he shouldn't die either. And then really it's all about Xerxes on this Zac. And I'm not surprised, he's the kind of man to play Zac.
No, absolutely. This guy has definitely shown up some interesting stuff in his LCS debut over the last couple of weeks. So, a lot of pings for where's the rest of Unicorns from Origen, as they didn't want to make sure, or they wanted to make sure there wasn't a 5-man down bottom once again, but this time it is their wish granted. Wisdom and Satorius are going to find out Xerxes. He just throws down the ward, and he knows where everybody's at. So standard start and no shenanigans. Just stepping forward for the tongue lash, and he lands it onto the plant. Tab stood behind this time.
Yeah, I think it's an important thing to highlight about Tahm Kench is that if there is a tank support to pick against like Zyra, even against Malzahar, it is Tahm Kench. Like, his tongue lash can instant kill the plant. He gets a bit of extra on hit damage as well when he starts auto-attacking, which also helps against these like plants and voidlings when you have to kill them. And that is definitely something that is valuable. And then against Malzahar, obviously you can deny his ulti completely. Zyra, not the same.
But you can still walk it out. Let's see what Xerxes and Chachi can do, but they've already found Hiva at level 1, and all of a sudden there's action on the map all over the place. Wisdom's ghosted, but look at how low his health bar is.
Yeah, Xerxes is still tanking the blue buff. Chachi has to now get out of here.
Chachi's way too low. Xerxes, he's left by himself, but he smites the blue. He flashes out. What's going on? He's going to get popped into blobs. That's first blood.
Really? Unicorns of Love? That was your strategy?
Oh, Wisdom's got himself some more gold.
All right, I guess if you're against the Hecarim, you might as well give him first blood. Why not? He doesn't need the gold anyway, right? He doesn't benefit from that at all. That was such an odd...
I'm not sure if I believe that just happened, but it says 1-0.
Because you also have time to back out, by the way, when you realize, okay, they're actually starting 2 members on blue buff.
I mean, you saw Chachi flashing out, and Xerxes continued to fight 1v2. That was strange.
Problem was we missed the start of it because we were looking at the bot lane fight. Of like, what did Unicorn see when they went in? Exile taking quite a lot of damage here from the Jace.
I mean, this is already promising to be an action-packed game. Earliest first blood we've seen so far in the European LCS. And let's see what Yehin can get done on top, or on top rather, with Chachi and Satorius.
Once again, Pyro, we see longsword start from both AD carries. Happened last game as well. Does give a bit of extra potions in laning phase, which is very beneficial. And both of them are rushing towards Ghostblade, just like in the last game. Jhin versus all the squishies. The Varus build with lethality is very, very strong. But I do feel like Blade of Ruin King Rush is my favorite on Varus, especially against like Poppy and Zac. So we might see Tabs to say, you know what, I'm using the longsword to go into a Cutlass instead of the Ghostblade, and just go Blade, and which I think is very valuable against 3 big tanks on the Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, for Origen, they are shoving in up topside, especially with that Rumble, and we'll see if they're going to be able to do it continually on this bottom side too. Samix is dancing to try and get out of the Piercing Arrow's range, and Hiva throwing down some plants to try and make sure nobody's in their jungle, but they know that Xerxes is topside right now.
And once again, Origen with 2 winning side lanes, just like last game. Something that they need to be able to use to get a bit of a gold advantage. And we will see Wisdom at level 6 start putting focus on topside. Again, much like last game. You're pushing in with a carry. Rumble is very open to ganks, which is a problem for him. But if you can actually pressure around his lane, you can start getting some damage on these turrets here. You can force dives. Does require the jungle to be around him, and we need Wisdom to get level 6 first.
Well, he's on track to do it a little faster than Xerxes. How big is this that they got the first blood on Wisdom, and then Xerxes was set behind a little bit in the jungle?
Oh, it's huge. Like, Zac is also scaling jungler, just like Hecarim is. So both of them can't really afford to fall behind because they need so much gold. They need so much time to really start shining in these games here. Just getting them behind is great. Zac's way back in the game is a little bit more obvious because his ganks are very effective early on. But Hecarim level 6 can almost do the same. He just needs a few more levels in there. And just a reminder, same reminder, Coach will always give his team. Actually, let's see the trade first.
Yep, he's going to knock Exile back, who's already ghosted on. Nahun is going to flash the wall. Instant respawn from Exile, who throws the blast plant down. Does Nahun have the damage? Not enough. as he noms the biscuit, Exile's gonna get away.
Good use of the blast cone here from Exile, but the reminder from every coach is when you play against Zac, is guys, remember, he can gank from so many different angles. You gotta change your warding pattern a little bit. You gotta ward suddenly behind certain walls so Zac can't jump over. They just pinged him right there, and that is one of the places where the ping from Origen came down, just under that little tri-bush in the bot lane. That is where you need a ward against Zac, otherwise he will gank you later.
That was a nice move from Hiva to try to get that vision secured up, and Hylissang pretty low, but he's got the great health on. Samix and Tabs dueling it out, trading some damage, pushing them back for the time being, and it still has been the farm edge for Samix. I mean, obviously it is a bit inflated by the plants, but
again, he's 200 gold ahead of Tabs. We're like 5 minutes into the game, and a lane with Zyra Varus struggling against a tank support definitely is a problem for Origen, that they can't seem to get control in the bottom lane despite having very strong setups.
They're trying to push it in, but there's always the danger of Zac as well, and they have been backing off. Let's take a look, speaking of push in up a top side.
Yeah, exactly. Origen, Rumble Sat, can't really get as much damage on turret alone because he's a melee champion compared to Jace. Gets a little bit with the minions. Ganking mid lane.
Yeah, no summoners this time. They knock Exile back in, and this is going to be it. Nahun claims the kill. Wisdom gave it to him on a silver platter. 2
games in a row where we see the synergy between jungle and mid laner. On Origen here, whenever Exile has used his flash, they repeat gank it very, very quickly, and very good to get Jace rolling. Jace's mid game, insane. Absolutely insane. Tons of damage. Great poke. Has exhaust for all lanes. We talked about the Hexdrinker rush earlier in the game, meaning Ryze can't really kill him now in the 1v1 as easily. And this time around, nothing is gonna happen top lane. Odin Xerxes gonna pick up some farm.
Well, he'll be able to clean up a little bit, but Sartorius has made Chachi's life hard, and Xerxes, he had quite a lot of damage in game number 1. Let's see if he can get anywhere near it this time. He's on a very different type of champion.
Fun story here, Pyra. So Xerxes last game, second highest damage percent for jungler in the LCS so far. You know who's first? Tell me, Pyra. Come on, give it to me. Who's first? Who was first? Which game did a jungler deal more damage or more percent damage than he just did in this one? More of his team's damage.
Ooh, you might have me on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and just hand it back to you.
It was Xerxes himself.
Oh, so he's second and first. Hey!
Also on Rumble. He has number 1 and number 2.
Question. That's not fair.
There you go. He has both gold and silver medal.
All right, well, I guess, you know, whatever you can pick yourself up. So Xerxes going to be able to try and clear some vision away. Wisdom, though, is just going straight in. Once again, no summoners on Exile, and just like clockwork, Wisdom cleans him up. 2-0 on the Hecarim now. Exile's having a tough lane.
Hey, if you play a jungler and needs a lot of gold, you know what? Just start picking up some of these kills. Fantastic by Wisdom, and too easy, honestly. Unicorns love not being able to invest in proper defensive vision around the mid lane when Exile had no flash. And Wisdom just abusing it twice now. It's not really big plays to highlight or call out. It's like, it's very simple ganks, but it's just well timed by Wisdom.
Well, it's working for him. It seems to be Origen's game plan right here. We talked about a solid mid game for them. They're setting themselves up well for it. Xerxes is trying to cover in mid, but Nahun is not deterred.
And this is where, again, it can backfire if you play a scaling tank jungler yourself, like Xerxes is trying to do on Zac here. Because he fell behind due to that invade. He's been trying to catch up. He hasn't been able to gank anything. Hasn't been able to assist really anywhere on the map. He has no tracker sniper early, so there's no wards coming down from him either. Really, it's just leaving Exile alone. Saying, you have no flash, not my fault, I'm not gonna help you, I am not gonna ward for you, I'm not gonna counter gank because I'm too weak. Here you go, deal with Wisdom and Nahun.
Yeah, and it's mistakes from Exile too. I mean, I said no summoners, well, he had burned his ghost right as the ult came in, and he couldn't do much. We'll take a look at how Tabs and Samix fared last time around. Tabs did do more damage, but it was because he was able to get the protection in the mid game and get those fights off and land the chains of corruption. But in the laning phase, he still was struggling, and we're seeing it happen again.
Yeah, just not able to really bully the lane and getting pressure on tower, which is something Origen should be looking for, but they have a good goal lead here. It's all around the mid lane. It's all based around Wisdom. The man we highlighted earlier in the day, together with Sartorius. Plays their week 1 performance. Xerxes' first gank's coming.
See if they found Sartorius instantly flashing away. And Unicorns can't keep up with that one, so gank is foiled up top. 3-0. Unicorns have been held killless in the first 9 minutes of play, but that might change. No, not just yet. Nahun punishing Exile, who just cannot get in here.
And let's ignore all this boring action, Pyra, and talk about wards and
Tell me about
and some vision here. Unicorns will have to put up 2 control wards. If you guys look at your minimap, there's one top lane near Chachi and there's one bot lane near Samox to basically make sure Xerxes has a lot of paths he can gank from. He's spotted on this one, but they're going anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna flash. Ooh, another follow Nahun as soon as he's out of the Rune Prison.
We talked about this change in warding when you play against Zac. The ward being placed that just spotted Xerxes and his gank here. Really well positioned by Origen, because you know Zac is going to stand there behind the corner and then jump over. But again, Unicorns are trying to set up these control wards to give Xerxes a lot of ways to gank. But because Origen have been able to invade and get deep vision like this ward right here near the Grump, Xerxes will get spotted when he runs down, even if Unicorns think he's not spotted because of the control ward.
Ghost on for Wisdom. He's going to get stopped up, but still charges Exile. Look at the damage onslaught of Shadows. Nahun cleans it up, and they just keep going to mid every single time.
And Exile, that was your own fault. You tried to flash in that skirmish mid where they were chasing and chasing and chasing.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna get ganked.
I mean,
again.
this is throwback Exile. This is what we saw in his first couple of weeks in LCS Summer 2016, where he wanted to make the big hero plays.
Yeah, that was too aggressive. Some of the earlier ones was also because his jungler just can't help him right now in this matchup. And honestly, this Hecarim pick, as much as I didn't like it at first just because of Hecarim's place in the meta, in a game like this against Zac jungle, where you gift him first blood, it's working. And this Hecarim is going to get super fat.
Yeah, and really nice adaptation for Origen to keep the bottom vision spotted.
Exactly, they actually are pinging the Zac. So again, the control wall being placed defensively by Unicorns to give an opening for Xerxes to jump over these walls with Slingshot. Pinged out by Origen, and they just back away. Great deep vision to track the Zac, and great ganks from Wisdom so far. This has actually been a really good early game from Origen.
Yeah, well, they've had a few good early games as well, but this might be one of the best we've seen so far. The gold lead for them is at about 3,000, and we're 12 minutes into this game. It looks like they keep on rolling with it.
Once again, Wisdom placing that ward over the walls to spot the Zac, and it also dodges around 2 potential control wards, because normally you place control wards in this bush where he just cleared one, or in the bush behind, the one near the blast cone you guys see now. The Wisdom just walked by and placed his in. This ward Wisdom placed before will not get spotted because of corners by any of those 2 control wards. So it's actually guaranteed to stay there and spot the Zac.
Well, there's the Rune Prison. Nahun is going to have to run out, but Wisdom has got his back. Cersei has jumped in, and Hylissang is joining the party. We got a regular old skirmish in the mid lane, but Nahun, they ran out of steam on him. In comes Chachi with the windup, and he pitches Nahun out of here. Or excuse me, he pitched Wisdom as Nahun went down. Exile with the kill, and now they've got 3 members caught in the Stranglethorns, knocked up. Not enough follow-up. Here he goes! Onslaught of Shadows will not be enough. Chachi knocks him down a peg, and they are popping the blobs, but in comes Tabs around the side. Everybody is coming to the party. Xerxes getting a kill on Tabs, and it's Unicorns that get 3 for 0.
Tabs flashed over the wall and missed everything. He didn't kill anyone, and then he died himself. And Wisdom, just like the casters, he saw the big play, Pyra. He saw the 4 kills in front of him. It was a Zac with passive. He got down, and that was it.
He doesn't have enough damage yet.
Man, that ended up sucking for Origen. They just got nothing.
You just gotta feel bad. They had such a great early game, and the gold lead's almost gone now.
In order to really snowball it for Origen, they were gonna get down these side lane turrets. Observers, be my friend here after this replay. Anyway, all right, so we finally get a gang from Zac around the corner. Hylissang is here early, and Chachi is here early. So it's 4v2. TP comes in for Sartorius, but Origen has taken too much damage to keep fighting. And after taking Jace down, this is where Origen sees the big plays. Great setup from Hiva. Low members, but it's a Zac with passive and Wisdom. Oh, he saw the montage. Sadly, he falls prey. Look at Taps! Flashing over, missed everything.
Exile was just out of the chain's range, and then, oh man, that hurts to watch.
I agree.
Unicorns got everything there. They got everything they wanted, and the gold is now 1,000 different.
But if that fight had just never happened, if Origen has just tried to back out instantly, all 3 outer turrets, Pyra, are low. Can we just pan over all of them? Like, there's mid lane here, super low. Top lane, really low. Bot lane as well is going to be extremely low. If they just kept laning, they would eventually, within like a minute or minute and a half, take down all 3 of these turrets and get a huge chunk of gold. They're still gonna get it.
Yeah.
But now Unicorns just got some gold in return.
That they did. And that's the first turret in the game. 15 minutes in. Now Hiva is caught out as he tries to clear the ward away. Teleport flying, trying to walk away from the curtain call, but he gets hit by 3 shots, 4 shots. He is oh so low, but he's under tower. Tabs, maybe he can find a kill here. They take down Shachi, but Hiva will die as well. Supports traded as Unicorns heavy on the bottom side are going to trade towers with Sartorius looking up top.
Sartorius getting some good damage on turret because Chachi wanted to go bot lane. They might have to trade. Actually, Exile can still go top lane and defend if he chooses to, but he might want to just move down mid and actually join a potential fight because now...
Wisdom's coming.
And so is Jace.
Onslaught of Shadows. Chachi is a little bit low, but he's got the windup. Tabs is able to dodge away, but in comes Nahun. Can they finish the kill? To the skies he goes. They finish the fight with Tabs, but now the rest is on Nahun, flashing back to safety, and Samux hits him with a big bullet. Cersei not letting Wisdom off that easy, and there's no more passive, but there is a heal. Samux with a double kill, and that'll be the fight.
Exile in the end was here, but didn't actually do anything at first. It was just the rest of Unicorns.
It was all a ruse to
winning
Fischio.
the bot lane fights. Exile should have moved much earlier, and he could actually have joined. And
well, he's here for cleanup duty.
But anyway, that's nitpicking. Doesn't matter. The point is they're getting some kills.
And now Sartorius is going to get cleanup on the tower. They finally get that gold, but they're going to end up trading here. And now Hylissang is looking for Tabs. He gets a tongue lash. He gets an auto. He gets another. He's going to chop him and deliver him right to Exile. Hiva couldn't do anything if he tried there, and that's going to be a tower to Unicorns down by.
Sartorius was the only man who understood the game plan. Just take down these outer turrets, get a ton of gold, try and avoid fights. Everyone else were attacked by the Unicorns of Love. Let's see it again here. So it's bot lane, Hiva getting caught out. Ends up actually going down after a little bit of the delay. Good setup with him getting some damage in return. Meanwhile now, if Origen just does not fight here, they can actually take either mid tower or top tower. Because if Exile goes top to defend, mid tower dies. If he stays mid, top tower dies. But they actually want to go for that fight. Good ulti from Chachi. And now it's kind of Tabs and Nahun on their own against 2 or 3 members from Unicorn. Samux, classic AD carry play, not getting touched by anyone, just sitting in auto, 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 auto. Like that was a tough skirmish for Samux. He closed his eyes and just basically waiting for his crits, and he got 2 kills.
Yeah, walked the line on that one. And it looked so good for Origen with maybe at the end they could get a 3v2, but all of a sudden that just turned into a 2v2, and then Exile showed up, and you're like, oh, well, that didn't work out as well as we planned. We're getting close to 18 minutes, and Unicorns, they've kept the gold gap at 1,000.
Yeah, and this was this mid-game where we were like, okay, Origen, you should get this big advantage. Like, your bot lane is strong mid-game, your mid lane is fantastic in the mid-game, your Rumble is insane in the mid-game.
He's got a Leandries now, too, and he had it from a couple minutes ago, so he's starting to get some damage.
They can still win fights, but they lost the last 2 by fighting outnumbered, honestly, multiple times. Obviously, the last one was because of Chachi's good ulti, but still, you ended up fighting 2v3, 3v4. Tabs is building Ghost Blade against 3 tanks instead of Blade of the Ruined King. I don't understand why that is happening. I think there's a much more efficient build for him. Lethality against people stacking armor, even if it's a scaling stat now, is meh. Because you reduce flat armor. Like, so the guy has 200 armor. Congratulations, you might reduce 20 or 25 of that. So he went from taking 65% reduced damage to 62% reduced damage. I'm just kind of making up those numbers, but that's kind of where we at with this one. Like, it's a really low amount you end up actually removing in the actual damage reduction against targets with like 100+ armor with flat armor pen. That's why you want, you know, percentage armor penetration against big tanks, or you want percent damage.
Diminishing returns on the side of Unicorns themselves. You know, let's talk a little bit more about some of those items because the redemption's there for Xerxes. You know, we're seeing Vizicachi get more and more tanky now. It's going to be harder for Origen to really evaporate those health bars as easily as it looked in the early game.
You know what's going to happen, Pyra?
Tell me, Officio.
Is that this Zac is going to get so much HP back in fights. He might even later on, unless he wants more armor now, but then he will get Spirit Visage as well. Get insane HP back. He has the Mastery most likely, get even more HP. And you're going to like Slowly poke him down.
It was a bait!
Hiva!
Hiva is gonna have to flash, but they've caught him anyways, and Onslaught of Shadows into the back will interrupt. Samek's Wisdom has got 3 on top of him, but he's gonna get nommed up by Hylissang, and now in the back, Hiva, Nathan trying to stay alive here. Wisdom does manage to take down Hylissang. Xerxes gonna fall, but he's got his passive on, and Chachi wants to end this fight with the Keeper's Verdict, sends it out, and Origen have already backed away. It is a 1-for-1 trade, but it's not over yet. Sartorius comes in, gets caught, gets taken down, Exile flashes, and that's gonna be Hiva going down. Samix takes him out, and Xerxes looking for Tabs, who's all by himself. Wisdom, the same could be said. The Realm Warp, Xerxes cleaning up. Now they find Wisdom again, and that's the ace. 20 minutes in the game.
Oh, I feel bad for Wisdom. He's doing so many things correct in this game. He had great ulti into the backline, but he ends up being alone. Nehun was not able to follow on the Jace here, and then suddenly you just get kited by Rise snares and Tamkench eats you. And you're this really strong Hecarim trying to carry. But much like last game, Pyra, Unicorns of Love takes a mid-game or early late game fight, and they get the big purple worm.
They're gonna make some serious use out of that Baron. It's like you said too, the redemption gave so much health back. Let's see how it all started. They just wanted to bait Hiva in.
So Hiva gets caught here. Wisdom dives in, but because Nehun is not here yet, no one can follow. TP also just started from Sartorius, so it's a great Hecarim ulti, but there's no follow-up. So okay, one criticism there for Wisdom is he should have delayed it. He tried to save his support, that's why he went in early. But imagine a situation where Rumble ulti, Hecarim ulti, and a Jace are all getting to the backline at the same time. Then you can actually kill someone.
That's a nail in the coffin, though.
It is, and now you're gonna get kited. Look at Wisdom coming back here. But Exile can just snare him up. You can't really get to him, he has no ulti. Yeah. And even though Wisdom is so farmed and so strong, if you're not there and doing it with the rest of your team, because one was TPing and one was running, well, you're not gonna get it. Bam! Engage.
Tabs is gonna be popped by Xerxes, and now the fight is on once again. This tower is so low, but the Unicorns, they just don't care right now. As Chachi takes down Hiva, they're looking for Nehun. Exile taking tower shots, but Sartorius is down. The curtain's opened up. Samix in the back. One big performance from him, and he gets another shot. The last is flashed, and that's the ace on the Poppy Hammer.
Ah, that's the kind of kills we like to see. Unicorns of Love getting the Baron, winning every single team fight. The mega tank comp running right over Origen.
Oh, no kidding. Those are low health bars, but they're charging down the mid all the same with the Baron buff. They're going to be able to knock down inhibitors at 22 minutes into this one. Origen have just lost everything in the last few minutes.
Yes, they have, Pyra. It is week 1 all over again for Origen. Yes, it is normal when you draft 5 new players that the parts of the game that remind you a lot of solo queue, you can play pretty well. But then when it gets to these big team fights and map movements, you're just too slow and you don't have the synergy.
And Xerxes had a laser sight on Tabs, jumps onto him, smites him, takes him down before this fight even begins in earnest. And look at Samek's positioning. This is great. The front line, it's just so perfect. Nathan thinks he's getting out, and then bam. That was a sweet fight, if you're Unicorns.
And now their composition, it's in the late game. You have insane tanks. The other team is not itemizing to actually kill your tanks. Tier build on Varus, lethality versus tanks. I'm against all of it. I want Blade of the Ruined King. I want Hurricane.
Uh-oh. Disappointed Dad Deficio's back. Let's see if Origen can pull a Fnatic Death Brush. Unicorns, they are so far ahead, though. Xerxes could get caught. The chains are on. Oh, he's going to be able to stay alive for a few seconds longer. The red carpet's thrown down. They do get a shutdown. Wisdom. Now it's a 5v4. Sartorius tanking curtain call shots, however. And there's the Onslaught of Shadows. Wisdom trying to push them all back. Hiva, he's caught out for just a second, but he gets the Stranglethorns on. The Redemption's going to come through. Chachi, can they get the kill? Samix gets the Unstoppable now. Unicorns, they're just looking way too strong, and the Realm Warp is in for Sartorius and Tabs. The slow march. Hylissang looking to flank Sartorius.
Oh, Hilly.
Oh boy, the Charbroil's on. There we go. Samix with the godlike. Tabs trying to kite it out, but this is over. Tabs the last man standing, and not for very long. And there's the ace.
Was a good try, honestly, from Origen with a little death push. Sadly for them, it was a big tank who face checked. He took some time to die, so the rest of Unicorns could just react.
And they reacted to a T. So 25 minutes into this game, Unicorns are knocking down the last towers. And they haven't been perfect this series, but they're making it look good, and they will take the 2-0 over Origen. Unicorns of Love charging to the finish. Origen offering a little resistance here, but it's not enough. GG, well played, Unicorns.
So, game 2, easier for the Unicorns of Love to win. Did get punished because they had a Zac in the jungle who gave up first blood at the enemy blue buff, couldn't assist his mid laner whenever he had no flash, there was no vision for Exile. Exile played too aggressive, and it looked okay for Origen, but we just see a big difference in skill if we compare the two teams. Shibi talking about how great the casters are right here.
Definitely, that's
how much
what he's
he
saying.
loves the casters.
I mean, good pop top for the team, and yeah, they made some mistakes, but against a team like Origen, you can't out-muscle, and they had the scaling on their side.
And that's the thing.
Everything Origen did, Unicorns eventually had an answer. We'll see how that goes. Now, for more on that magical 2-0 from the Unicorns of Love, let's send it back over to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, guys. It's just heartbreaking for Origen because it happens time and time again. But besides starting negatively about the turnaround, we have to also highlight the early game strategy from the Unicorns of Love to show that they aren't flawless by any means. What was that invade about exactly?
Well, I love the strategy of go in and somehow try and take on a Jace and a Hecarim early game. It looked like they were trying to just kind of 50-50 the blue buff.
I think the strategy was that if we catch them by surprise and they take a chunk of damage from the blue, then we can just sort of insta-nuke them.
Yeah.
But I feel that you had to be a little bit more patient, maybe set up some vision control earlier because it's Rumble and it's Hecarim. And at level 1, you're definitely in the disadvantage here.
Yeah, sorry, it was Rumble, as you said. I said Jace initially. We've seen these plays start to work out. We saw it SKT do it, where they hop over the wall, go in with the Kha'Zix, smite away the blue.